For the first time, Sidewalk Labs is revealing its plans for Canada's first high-tech neighbourhood. This is one of the never-before-seen public images of the planned high-tech quayside neighbourhood. This is happening in Toronto. Sidewalk Labs, this is a unit of Google's parent company, is aiming to make the city a hub for urban innovation, starting with this project. Joining me now is Doctoroff. He is the CEO of Sidewalk Labs. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Great to be here.
We were just talking about how this has never been done. There are so many questions about what it will look like, issues around privacy, what kind of technology is involved. So let's start, first of all, with what you guys call these weather mitigation measures. How will they work?
Well, first of all, the purpose of weather mitigation measures, we all know the climate here can be harsh. And you know, what makes a great city is people being outdoors, interacting with each other. And we want to limit the ability of weather to not let us do that. And so we have these apron ideas that can literally automatically fold out when the weather gets bad, that would provide a more climate-controlled, comfortable environment that would enable people to be out and about, integrated sort of with the retail environment and where people live and work, and just create sort of this incredibly vibrant street life much more of the time over the course of the whole year.
You're talking about, and this picture sort of illustrates, it's like a canopy that will come out and protect people. Is that the idea?
Yep. And that, by the way, is combined with another big innovation that we hope will be able to really be important here, which is wooden buildings. Today, you know, the technology exists to make wood as structurally safe as steel, much more environmentally friendly, much more aesthetically pleasing, and most importantly, when it's rolled out at scale, dramatically cheaper, which means that we can actually make housing more affordable. And so, again, these are just some of the things that we've started to roll out to get people's comments, because ultimately this has to be a plan that is, you know, by Torontonians and Canadians for Toronto and Canada.
There's so many questions, number one being around whether is this stuff sustainable. I mean, we, in the city of Toronto, we've dealt with, you know, glass falling out of condos, and you know, the comeback for that was, well, they weren't designed to handle the cold weathers in Toronto.
So again, a lot of these things have been tested. We're doing a lot more work on them. That'll obviously continue as we move forward, but you know, we wouldn't present things unless we thought they were actually really feasible. Most importantly, are going to create the kind of dynamic environment where hopefully people will want to live and really improve people's lives.
It is a fascinating idea. One of the big criticisms, of course, has been privacy. People are concerned, what's the trade-off? So more sustainable living, but we are going to maybe lose some privacy around technology.
We don't think there has to be a trade-off at all. What it is going to require is really foresighted, really precedent-setting policies that will be worked completely collaboratively with the government and privacy experts. We think that when we ultimately release the privacy policy, it'll set a new global standard.
You probably know in the city of Toronto, we're marking a 15-year anniversary of a blackout that basically shut down the city of Toronto. Would that look any different in your Sidewalk Lab city?
I think what you would be able to have is a place that actually, when it needs to be, can be far more self-contained from an energy perspective. Energy and sustainability will be some of the topics we discuss at our next set of roundtables, which will be later in the fall.
I feel like we're talking about the future, but right now. So good to have you here. We'll have lots more questions when you come back again.
Thanks so much for having me.